Hey, welcome back, friends, to Real Adult Wisdom. I'm your host, Becky Schaefer, and my co host, Solari. Tonight's topic is about reinventing your holiday traditions after life changes, which we all go through those constantly. We all know the script. Holidays are supposed to feel warm, familiar, comfortable, the smells, the aroma. I'm going to say chaos too, because when you walk into the house and it's like total chaos.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm going to get sidetracked. Let me just tell you, when I used to go home for Thanksgiving when my parents were still alive, I would walk in like 20 minutes before dinner was supposed to be served with my salad and my wine because I didn't want to deal with the chaos.
Yeah.
But I would give anything today to have that chaos back, to be honest with you.
Mm. Mhm.
Um, but I think we look at least I do right now, I look at holidays a little bit like a Hallmark movie. Um, like we hear the carols. Um,
Right.
but what happens, when that script no longer matches our current reality?
Yeah, what if it's not wholesome anymore like a Hallmark movie? Then what?
I know, right? Because a
Yeah.
life changes, like a
Yeah.
divorce, a loss, a big move, an unexpected identity shift, empty
Mhm.
nester. And when
Mhm.
that happens, the holidays don't feel like a cozy blanket anymore. Lord knows I love cozy blankets.
Yeah.
But they can feel like grief wrapped in glitter. And tonight we're
Mm.
going to tackle this head on. Nothing wrong with you. If the holidays don't feel the same anymore, the fact is it's completely normal. So we all go through this shift. So, why holidays hit hard after life changes, especially the first? The part no one warns us about or gives us a manual about or directions to follow or sometimes even the tools, right?
Yeah.
My toolbox. Instead of Bob the Builder, I'm be like Becky the Builder.
Becky the Builder. I love it.
Mental
Yes.
builder. I don't know, something. But
Yeah.
holidays just don't mark time. They activate like our memory, our identity, and safety all at one time. And so when our life changes, the holidays, they don't just feel different, but they can feel almost like disoriented, lonely, and
Mhm.
sometimes even threatening to our nervous system.
Oh yeah.
And life changes that totally disrupt our holidays. I'm just going to name them and then we can just talk about them.
Yeah.
We've got divorce or relationship ending. So, like the
Mhm.
seat at the table changes, or you don't have a seat at the table anymore. The rituals that we once had together are now highlighted in a huge absence.
Yeah.
And even peaceful endings, like even endings that were very peaceful, can carry grief when traditions no longer have a shared container. And I've had to experience this for my last, well, I've experienced this a couple times. So the first
Mhm.
time my mom passed away,
Mhm.
and she was kind of the matriarch of getting the family together for holidays. So once she passed away, I didn't have a home to go to anymore. I mean, I had my
Mm.
home, right? But like home's always back home, like where you go with your parents and stuff.
Where
And
your mom is, yeah.
it was like, oh my gosh, like all the grandkids aren't coming here. My sister did her own thing. I started my own thing at my house. And it was just really weird and hard at first.
Mhm.
And then the second was becoming an empty nester in the last 2 years, and now my kids being adults. And it's a struggle. Like I'm struggling right now this year. That's why we chose this topic a little bit, because this is like real shit.
Yeah.
And I'm driving home back to
Yeah, it's
Ohio on
hard.
this weekend. And,
Mhm.
I stay with my best friend who's like my brother. And I kind of jump in on their family and their traditions.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do right now. I mean, I'll see
Right.
my kids and spend time, but I don't have like a home because
Sure.
I'll be there. They came here last year and it was great. It was so good. When they came here last year, we did our own thing. They woke up here. It was like Christmas. I was like, yes, I actually did Elf on the Shelf. I'm not gonna lie. I
Ooh.
did it for adult children. I'm not
Love
even
it.
embarrassed that I just said that.
Still
And
applies. Still applies.
this year, like myself, there's many others going through this where they're kind of in the, what am I doing?
Right. Right. Yeah. Becky, I think we're talking about something I think that is so important that our audience will resonate with because
Yes.
you spoke on your mother being the matriarch and then her going back home, as I call it, right? Transitioning back home.
Yes.
Now it's like a automatic prompt into a new timeline for you to become the matriarch for one thing, okay? Then for two thing, how do you do that when you have long distance relationships like many of us do? Long
Mhm.
distance family, your kids are, back in Ohio and everything. And so how do you have some sort of meaningful holiday that feels safe, that you can actually enjoy in some way without feeling quite so empty? And I think it's about being really proactive. And this is the time of season come November, yeah, right after October, clients are coming to me and saying, you know what, things are getting really hard for me. The holidays are a really, really hard time, and especially if you didn't have that. I think, first of all, let's acknowledge what a blessing it is to have family and have that sense of home. But many people don't. Many people grew up being, passed around different family members or foster kids who had a hard time acclimating to their foster families, adoptive families, and things like that. So it's like, where
Yeah.
do you start when you weren't even taught how to make this time of year sacred and special? And so, what I talk to them a lot about is taking action to be proactive and empower yourself. So, if you don't have some kind of ritual or something going in this new season that you're in, create one. Start one, create one for
I have a tool.
yourself.
I have a tool.
Ta-da-da! It's tool time.
So everything you just said, I actually call
Yeah.
that the role to reclaiming a practice.
Ah, lovely, lovely. Yes.
So, for example, I had to shift from being the caretaker, right? Having the caretaking energy
Yep.
and whatever. And now I have to take that to a self directed presence.
Mm.
So, that tool I'm calling the role reclaiming practice.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when you get to start your own new traditions.
Yes.
And maybe you get up and take a morning walk. Maybe you have a nice little breakfast in the morning. Maybe
Yep.
you journal before the day starts. This is where you have to start your own. I
Mm-hmm.
got a tidbit of that last year. My kids came here to Asheville, North Carolina. We did a Christmas carol trolley. We went and looked at Christmas lights. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
my youngest was like rolling his eyes a little bit like, Mom, we're not kids anymore. I'm like, nope, come on, we're going. And they
yep.
actually had a good time. And let me tell you, I got them on video singing Christmas carols. And
Oh man, that is
you
so
know,
cool.
and then what
Yeah.
was really cool is when we all went to bed that night, um, my youngest was so excited that he got my oldest this tent. And when the kids
Really?
were, yeah, when the kids
Wait,
were
and hold
little,
on. Question for me and for the audience, real quick. How old are they again? Oldest and
okay,
youngest?
they're now 24 and 21.
Okay.
Okay,
I
but last
love
year I
that.
probably still acted like they were 8 and 9.
Of course. They
So,
always will be.
oh, always my babies. And
Yes.
so it was so cute because Owen, my youngest, he was so excited to set up the tent that he bought for his brother
That is so sweet.
because Hayden's a huge hiker and camper. He was so
Yeah.
excited for Hayden to wake up and see that the tent was set up. And I sat there and I was like, oh my gosh, like that's what I did. Like when they got their big gifts, like, well,
Yep.
Santa, um,
Yep.
built it or set it up. And so they had one gift that was all like ready to go. And
Yeah.
I thought that was so adorable that I don't think Owen realized like what he was doing, but it was something that felt good to him as a
Yes.
child. And then he was excited to do it for his brother. And it was just really adorable. And then I did an
Yes.
elf thing. The elf went ziplining through the living room that night. And so when my kids woke up, they're like, oh my God, Mom, really? I'm like,
Somebody's got to create the magic, right?
Mercy is always going to be here.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so now this year it's different. Now this year it's like I'm going to Ohio because they came here last year. And so
Okay.
it's going to be a change. So this is where I really need to practice my tool of the role reclaiming practice. Like I have to reclaim a different type of role this year
Mm,
or
yes. And tell
claim.
me more about that. What is that role this year?
Well, that's a great question.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've been invited to go to their to my ex-in-laws for Christmas.
Oh, oh, nice.
Yeah, and so it's something that I might have to swallow hard to go do.
Sure.
Um, they're great people. It's just going to be awkward, right?
Of
Or
course.
I just do it with my best friend who's like my brother, which is probably what I'm
Right.
going to do actually.
Yeah.
And then on Christmas Day, the kids are going to come over to my best friend's where I'm staying, and then I'm going to
Hmm.
take them out to eat. And that's going to be our new little thing this year. But I'm going to get the day with my kids, and it is in Ohio. And I have to be thankful that I have that. I'm also going to get to see all my friends, and I'm doing like this really cool, author thing while I'm there.
Hmm.
This is the first year since I've moved away
Hmm.
that I don't have a place that's like home for Christmas. Although, trust me, my best friends, who's my brother, that it is home to me.
Hmm.
Um, so it's a little different, I guess, and that's the whole point in talking about this a little bit. Is it does cause a stir of feelings. And
It does.
even though my mom passed away 5 years ago, you still have that loss of like, okay, I'm driving to Ohio, but I'm not driving to my mom's. And
Yeah.
it still hits you. It's still that grief that hits you. It's the relocation of starting over, the loss of,
Yeah.
people have lost family members and
Hmm.
grandparents who have always like held the holidays together. And I think for many of us, I'm going to use my anchor here. It's,
Hmm.
you know, the memory making anchor that we have within us, that
Yeah.
it gives our nervous system something new to hold now that we're moving on. So we need to create a sensory now that's going to help offer comfort, like
Right.
a playlist, a walk, journaling, like I said, a meal. Maybe there was a favorite meal that one of your relatives made. Maybe
Hmm.
that's a meal you make that day or a meal that you have that day.
Hmm.
Um, because this place where I know I'm at and many are, it doesn't feel like home yet. It doesn't feel like home yet.
Right.
And it's just planting new memories and new traditions. And some people also, maybe they're remarried and now they're starting their own new traditions this year. It's going to
Hmm.
be a little
Hmm.
different, cause some conflict because there's going to be some people that want to continue their traditions without realizing like, well, hey, you're here now. We need to like kind of compromise on our traditions now. So it's like a shift. So there's a lot going on right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, there's so much going on right now, Becky, and I think that you articulated that so well. you know um I just think about through my life. I've been through divorce, had to find out how holidays work after that. My parents got divorced as I was an older adult at 22, and so
Mhm.
now I have to split the holiday, right? Of course, my son who's 9, he's like, 2 Christmases,
Right, of
but
course.
took me a while to get there to really start feeling that and enjoying the rhythm of that. And of course, our loved ones being gone, I think some of the enchantment of the Christmas season left when my grandmother passed away, my grandmother
Yeah.
Agnes, who's, oh man, she was huge on holidays. Her trees were perfect. Her decorations were perfect. Her little holiday treats she made were perfect. And then when she left, it was like, it felt like some of the magic had gone and the beauty had
Mhm.
left. And so now I find myself, even years later, she passed away about, wow, 13 years ago now, even though she's with me all the time. By the way, you guys, she's part of my spirit team. But I still find myself trying to drag myself, and I spoke a little bit about this on the last podcast, drag myself into these traditions that don't seem quite as magical anymore. without her, which can be really difficult too. So I've had to have compassion with myself in these transitions and in these new places. And it's, I think, a really a learning process for you because, well, first of all, the holiday season is so hugely ritualized by everyone. People don't think about it that way, but
Right.
it's the most spiritual time of the year. You know, when people have their rituals and their practices and everything that they do to make this holiday the best that
Mhm.
it can be. And so when elements of those rituals, pillars, people are gone, and or certain places are no more, then we're left with having to start fresh, create a new ritual. So I think it's important to give ourselves permission to create,
Yes.
and in that way, shifting the energy that way. Again, why not me, right?
Right, right.
Why
And
not me create?
identity
Yeah,
reframe. Yes.
exactly. Why not me create something that's meaningful to me for this time of year? Why not me still be able to find the beauty somehow, even though for me, one of my favorite people is gone, right? So it's finding what's comfortable for you and reclaiming that empowerment, because oftentimes when certain people or traditions or places are no longer in our reality and our nervous system starts to feel that and suffer, we experience a sense of a loss of power, right? Like something is taken from us. That's a huge hit in the solar plexus for my chakra people. So how do we get empowerment back? And I'm sure you have tools for this, Becky, but what I'm going to say first is about um, action, creation,
Mhm.
and lighting the fire that gets you excited again. Okay, you
Yes.
have this void. You have this space now. You have this void. Space and void doesn't always have to be a problem. It can be a stage. It can be a beacon for you to then really get into it and create something that's unique to you. And then
Mhm.
once you create that, you can start sharing it with other people. Maybe other people adopt it too. But I'm really curious what you have to say about that, Becky.
Well, just to add to what you just said, this is where the identity reframe comes in because you
Yeah.
are, in a sense, reframing your identity on what you did during this time. And, it's a season, this is a season where you are now teaching yourself because
Mm.
you don't have that person. So you are now putting your anchor down a little bit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to choose like what ritual you want to do now. However, same thing. Once my grandmother died, our Christmases kind of fell apart a little to all the separate families then. Like instead of having one
Mm-hmm.
big Christmas, there was like 6 different Christmases going on, but people weren't traveling. They were just staying among their families. And it got
Right.
to the point where you only saw people at funerals. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God,
That's
is
kind of
that
a
what our life
drag.
is? Right.
Uh,
But I think also it's a time where we start looking at overperforming at holidays.
yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
take a time, breathe. And of course, I'm going to throw a tool in here called the boundary anchor.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so you got to protect your regulation without over explaining things.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I mean by this basically is this is what works for me this year. Here's what's going to work for me. And I'm going to tell my kids, here's
Yeah.
what's going to work for me this
Oh, I
year.
love that.
We're doing holidays differently. And I'm going to listen to what I need. Here's what I need this year because
Mm-hmm.
here's what I'm experiencing this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't always do that in the past. So
Yeah.
I've pretty much already told my kids what we're doing on Christmas Day, right? I
Yeah.
don't care that they're 24 and 21. Here's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because right now, my nervous system matters more than the tradition of what we used to do.
Preach it. Yes.
Um, and so it's just something like I don't want to rush things this year. I want the holidays to be quieter and
Mm.
calmer. And the people I get to visit when I'm back home, I'm going to embrace differently, I think,
Mm.
because these are the best of friends I've had for 30 years that I only get to see every now and then.
Right.
And I'm going to go and I'm going to just take it in this year.
Yes, Becky. There's so much of that I love there, my friend. And I think you hit on something really important. A tool that I like to talk about with my clients is, what's your delivery here? Is this performance or is this embodiment?
Right.
Now, for our audience, what's the difference? Performance is something that you're doing to please others, that's
Like buying.
spiritually, right, buying things, all of that. Yes, that spiritually and emotionally bypasses you and physically bypasses you, your nervous system. Your nervous system, literally, your body communicates first before anything else, before your mouth does,
Mhm,
before your brain does.
mhm,
So if you feel a and you feel an anxiety and you feel like a exposed nerve type of sensation, when people are talking about, oh, let's go do this or do that, let's go caroling, let's no no no, and you're like, huh, and the body kind of responds. That's a
mhm.
indicating factor that this is something that is out of alignment for you in this time and space, in this moment, in this year. And if you were to go do that, you would be performing the expectation of others, right?
Mm,
Now,
right.
so when we talk about embodiment, that is something which honors your nervous system, which feels safe to you, which brings you
Mhm,
peace. And it's a way to honor your own desires and emotional, spiritual, physical needs. Complete holistic needs is something that's embodied for you. So, for instance, for me, going shopping on Black Friday morning is pure performance if I were to push myself to do that. And I haven't done that in years, like since I was a teenager, but especially since, because I had an accident, a near death experience on Black Friday morning back in 21. So now my nervous system is fucking shot on that. Like, it's like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to stay in the house with our family and feel good. That's embodiment to
mhm,
me because that's what feels safe, and that's what honors where I am right now. And we also need to realize, hopefully, many of us will have long lives. I talked about my grandmother, my sweet grandmother Agnes earlier. She was an Italian immigrant who came, no, her parents were Italian immigrants. And then she was born here in New York with her family. And she had two sisters and a brother and her parents. And then they all passed away. She outlived everybody. And then so then she was the matriarch of her family with my dad and her husband, and doing the holidays that way. And then they had divorce, so then she had to do holidays independently, which she really took
mhm,
on full-fledged. That was her way of embodying. And so then so what my point is with this is that there's many, hopefully for us, if we live a long life the way my grandmother had a chance to, there will be, it's naturally different phases that we will pass through in this holiday ritual and these family traditions and things like that. And they are going to change, but these changes are calling us to grow, everyone. Every
mhm,
time a change comes through, a transition, it's an
mhm.
opportunity for growth. And I encourage everyone to look at it that way.
So it's kind of like yes, it's a holiday that can also allow personal awakening or
Mm,
healing, growing on that.
yes.
Like, you know, so I know with mine, don't overgive anymore. You
That's
know,
huge.
don't overperform. I
Uh-uh.
already told my kids, you're getting one gift this year.
Yes.
One.
Yeah.
Like, they get everything.
Yeah.
And then, like, so then suddenly the holidays feel awkward, right? Because you don't have a whole room of things that you're wrapping. But I'll tell you what, I'm not feeling awkward this year. I'm feeling like, oh, thank God I don't have to wrap crap.
Yeah. It takes the pressure off, doesn't it?
Well, I'm just like, that came in an Amazon box. Here you go. Here's a bow. So
Yeah.
why not me? Frame it. So,
Right.
you know, you don't stop really, you don't stop being who you are. It's just you're really looking at the importance of it. And I think like when you lose people,
Yeah.
I lost my brother, my parents, and
Yeah.
I moved to a new state. I think you then start appreciating the time that you actually have with people in your presence versus like the gifts or the chaos.
Oh, yes.
Um, Although I do miss the chaos sometimes. But I think a lot of times, unfortunately, a lot of people, holidays are when you're grieving a version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just people, it's versions of you that ended. And it's okay. Like, you know, you used to be I used to be like the caretaker and the fixer and the pleaser, and the holidays expose that loss a little bit. And
Sure.
so it's just now integrating all this newness, and actually it's really a mindset at this
Mm-hmm.
point in time. It's really like, okay, what holiday tradition no longer fits me? And what emotion keeps showing up this season? That's something I guess I would ask the audience. Like,
Yes.
ask yourself these 3 questions, because I'm just going to ask my audience to do a reflection. What holiday tradition no longer fits you? Like, what are you just sick and tired of with the tradition every year? What emotion keeps showing up this season? Like, what emotion keeps showing up? It's been showing up since before Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
And then what would honoring who I am now look like, even in a small way? And I really had to look at these questions for myself. Honoring who I am is actually going and being present, not being the performer. And I love
Mm-hmm.
the word performer, because I think a lot of us perform at Christmas time
Yes. Yes, we
versus
do.
being present. And I think then the holidays get past us, and everyone that performed then gets their credit card bill. And they're like, oh shit.
The cost of performance, literally, right? And it
And
literally
that's just
takes your
only
energy.
one.
Yeah. Yeah. And if we talk about the credit card bill and the finances on top of everything else to perform and deliver on the
Yes,
holiday,
yes.
energetically, energy, money is energy exchange. It's a form of
Mhm.
energy. And so you're maxing out your energy, everyone. Think about that.
Yes.
Think about that. And for what, really? It's
Right.
a false sense. I mean, don't get me wrong. Listen, my Kevin, my baby Kevin, he's 9 years old. He has a room full of toys, okay, that we've collected over the
Right,
years for
right,
from
right,
the
right.
holidays. Like, yes, give from your heart if it makes you happy. But I think really we just need to get back to what's so important. So a couple of years ago, I told my people in my family, I said, you know what? Because they asked, what do you want for Christmas? No, no, no. It's like, y'all, we're so blessed. I have everything that I need. I have more than enough. I'm trying to, like,
Right.
give away things, sell things and stuff, actually. I said, you know what? I want experiences. Like,
Yes.
I want us to go on a trip together, or I want us to go have a special meal together. I want us to go watch a
Mhm.
movie. That's what we did on Thanksgiving. Instead of being here, having turkey and everything like that, and there were some other guests over, my husband and my son and I, we watched a movie. We watched Wicked 2, by the way, which was really
Love
cute.
it.
Yes, we
Yes.
did that. And then we had a reservation at a really nice Italian restaurant because my baby loves pasta and my grandma Agnes was Italian. And so we went and we ate there, and it was just beautiful. So I think it's
Good.
important to give yourself permission to, like, switch things up, and
Mhm.
other people might say, you might feel like you have such an obligation to perform and do what everyone else is expecting of you to
Mhm.
do. But I mean, can we talk about the obligations to ourselves for once? Right, Becky?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gentle permission, gentle permission.
Yes, absolutely. It's all okay, you guys. It's all okay. Listen, there is no right or wrong, especially if you're on this personal development, spiritual path. There is no right or wrong, you guys. Every path is sacred. Every path has a lesson and is sacred and has blessings, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, just healing from loss as well. It's okay to take things differently as well, and it's okay to come up with new traditions. You know, I think one thing that I have definitely like noticed, I think, is like my mom was so huge on right before Christmas. We had this little shopping trip together, and I would take her shopping,
Mhm.
and we'd buy all the kids these gifts. My mom saved this money for the whole year just to go buy the kids like these gifts.
Yeah.
And she found so much joy in that. Like, that was her joy.
Mm.
It wasn't my joy. I just took her shopping. But really, in hindsight, my joy was actually watching her joy of doing the
Yes.
shopping and me helping her. And
Yes.
for her, that was an experience. It's something she loved to do.
That's right.
But I am with you on the experience of doing something I've never done before, of trying something I've never done before. And I actually have a friend back home, and a couple years ago, she's got 4 kids,
Hmm.
and she started doing that every year. The kids would get an experience for Christmas.
Oh,
And so then
yes.
throughout the year, they got to go do that experience. I know one loved Ohio State football, so she got Ohio State football tickets for one of the kids. One of the
Amazing.
kids loved hockey, took them to a hockey game. And it
Yeah.
was something these kids have never done before.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is where the magic of the holidays come in. Because those are
1,000%.
things you don't forget. Now, that red fire truck that broke 6 months after you had it, that was a
Yeah,
red fire truck,
sure.
but to go and I don't know, watch the Indiana Fever play a basketball game and see
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark, that's an experience. A
Oh
cruise,
man.
if anyone's bored out there and they want to go on a cruise, yeah.
Hello, hi, me. Yeah, no, and I love Clayton Clark, by the way. Yeah, she's fantastic. That whole team's really cool right now. But anyway, I digress. Yes, the experiences can mean so much, and because
Yes.
they create a memory and they create an imprint in your energetic field that you
Mm-hmm.
can always, you know how you guys, if you just sit there for a moment, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and you take yourself back to a moment, a memory that means so much to you can feel it, can't you? You can feel it, and it brings you joy and happiness. And yes, you may long for it to come back again, but just know, like, you can always go there and you can always feel it. And as you know, we keep banking those memories.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's priceless. I think
Yes.
that's worth way more than racking up a credit card bill. So I just want to plant that out there for everybody.
100%. 100%.
Yep.
Yeah. So it all hurts. It just all kind of hurts. But it's okay to reframe. It's okay to build new traditions. It's okay to sit in it for a second or two and to
Yeah.
feel the hurt.
Yes, it is.
We have
Yes.
to. It's definitely a loss. And unfortunately, there's people that won't have anyone on Christmas Day. And,
Hmm.
maybe you're the one that goes to visit them. Maybe you start picking up where you actually go pass meals out on a holiday to those people who are
Yes.
alone so that you're the face they get to see. Meals on Wheels,
Yes.
volunteer. There's things you can volunteer to make meals or pass out things to the homeless people, just, oh my gosh, all I have to do is walk around downtown Asheville, unfortunately. I could hand anyone,
Ooh, same thing. Downtown Houston. Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
and so it's like, what can you do for other people that are less fortunate, that probably feel worse than we do at this moment, to
Right.
help them with their grief or to help them get a hot meal? And I guess that's,
Yes.
that could be a new experience.
That's so beautiful, Becky. Yeah, definitely. And also, help each other be seen, right? It feeds you as someone who's helping, and it feeds someone else who literally, but then also, they need that connection too. And another thing that came to mind as you were talking, I just want to give a shout out to the people who have birthdays on Christmas Eve and Christmas,
I know.
because I know a couple of people who do, and it can feel like you're forgotten and you're not properly celebrated because everyone's concentrated on everything else. So, I encourage you to really do something special for yourself during that time too, or let someone know what would be really meaningful to you to help you celebrate you and who you are. So,
Absolutely, 100%. And I have to give a shout out too before our whole little show ends.
yeah,
I got two of the most beautiful gifts today in the mail.
amazing.
And well, one is from two people that have bought the book and read it. So one
Okay.
was a gorgeous pen.
Oh,
Um, well, I got two pens now that I'm going to take both of those to my next author signing, which will be in Dublin, Ohio on Monday night. But
beautiful.
one was engraved with Why Not Me?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, beautiful pen. I should have brought it up here to show it. And
Mm,
then I got another pen as well for my autograph. So now I've got two pens to sign my books with, which, oh my
a
gosh.
blessing.
And then I got this most gorgeous Pandora necklace, and on it, it says the Why Not Me concept. And
Oh, oh, oh my
right.
gosh. How
And
touching.
just the thought that goes into these things has just been amazing to me. And just the comments, just the comments, the people reaching out, the comments, you know, it was a vulnerable thing to write that book, but just the comments and the gifts have just been, you don't have to send gifts, but like, wow, it made my
It's
day. And
touching. Oh
it came
yeah.
at a perfect time because I kind of was having a rough little weekend and a rough day.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it just came at the right time that I needed that. And it was just, thank you. So I'm,
That's
I'm,
so amazing.
I'm
Oh
sure
man.
they're listening.
Yeah.
We have people that actually tune in every Monday night at 7, which is great. And one of those gifts were from one of the listeners. So
Oh my gosh. I
thank
love
you.
that. And Becky, I just want to take a moment real quick before we wrap up too, because then I'm gonna hop on my TikTok live to do my lounge, right? You
Mhm.
guys can find that. It's at the I am Solari if you guys are interested in joining. Every evening at 6 Central. But no, on the heels of gratitude, I received so many gifts this year from clients that I wasn't even expecting. Like I'm sure you feel the same way, Becky. Like the gift to us is just to help someone else, just to
Yes,
be that person and guide them through this process that we've been through, right? But to receive something that's so thoughtful is just so touching and it's a blessing. It's a true blessing. Blessings are things we don't expect. And so I just want to throw my gratitude out there too to the field and to everyone who's listening, just so that you all know how thankful we are. Yeah.
truly, truly are. And I just have a couple announcements, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna end this. I usually don't end with
Yeah.
announcements, but I'm going to now.
No, that's
Um,
great. Yeah.
Tomorrow night, I will be. There will be another podcast. I don't usually do two back to back, but there'll be
Yeah.
another one at 6 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Central time. I have to put Central time
Hmm.
because of you. Um, a Texas
Yeah.
girl here. Uh,
Texas.
but I'm so excited. Jen Hendershot, we went to the same high school. 36 years later, we are coming back together to do a podcast. We are both, she just published her first book two
Yeah.
months after I published mine.
Winky
And
dink.
oh my gosh, our
Or is
stories
it?
are amazing. And so in high school, um, yeah, and we kind of laughed about this on the phone. I'm like, gosh, I thought you were such an asshole in high school. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry if I was, whatever. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I was in my thing. And then we kind of shared our stories a little bit of what we were going
Yeah.
through in life at that time. And it's like, oh my gosh, well, no wonder maybe we were both assholes. And
Yeah.
it was
Ooh.
it was just really interesting. So I am super excited to drive into Greenville, South Carolina
Uh-huh.
tomorrow to do a podcast with her, and I'm super excited to
Oh my
just give
gosh.
her a
Yeah,
big hug
Becky.
and
For
have her on
sure.
my podcast.
I'm excited to listen to that. Everyone, tune in and listen to that. I'm going to be
Yes,
listening too. I think it's going to be a really cool thing to go ahead and listen and absorb. So
yeah,
yes,
I'm
looking forward to it.
so proud of her. And then next Monday evening, I'll be in Ohio, and Fado's Kitchen and Pub has sponsored our podcast for next week.
Ooh.
And another guy I met by a fluke he's written a book.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so we're going to be live actually at 5 p.m. next Monday night. So next Monday night's show is going to be a little bit earlier. And Solari will be
Next Monday night.
joining in as well, but I'll be in Ohio where there's a lot of
Yeah.
snow right now. Um,
Ooh.
and we'll be doing our broadcast from there. And it'll be another evening of book signing. So I'm super excited. I can't even believe what's come out of all of this. So this has been a different holiday season. I
Mhm.
think for us in many ways, whether you're grieving, whether you're celebrating, whether you're allowing new experiences to come into your life because of things you've done. Like I have, Solari, I met you because we both became authors.
Right.
It's
Yes.
been a whole great world of things that opened, and I've met forever friends by this.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to take that as my gift this year.
Yes, ma'am. That's right, my friend. And you're definitely a gift to me. This has already been an amazing experience. I think maybe this is our sixth episode, sixth or seventh, something. I don't even know. But this is amazing. It's such a great space that you've created. And I'm so thankful to have met you and to be a part of it, and thankful to the audience for bringing your energy also to all of this. Because even though it's seemingly both of two of us talking here, we're all connected and we're all involved. We're all in this journey together. So thank you so much.
We are. And I want to wish everyone a great rest of your week. We still have, I guess we have one more podcast before Christmas.
That's right. Yes,
Well,
my friend.
that's tomorrow, but Monday the 22nd, which will be a little different. I'll just be sharing some stories. But I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, because next week won't be as Christmassy, or as it's going to be built a little differently. But holidays are hard. Embrace what you have. Don't perform. Do not perform. Reframe your mind to, why not me? Make new traditions this year.
Yes.
And
Yes.
set
And
your mind
all
on that.
paths. Yeah, definitely. Sorry to overrun you there. I just
Oh,
want to
no.
say, all paths are sacred, you guys, no
Yes.
matter what. So take the pressure off and honor yourself. Yes.
Yes. Take a breath, exhale, and say, I'm here. I am here, and be present. And you're
Yes.
allowed to do this differently. Give yourself permission.
Hallelujah. Thanks,
And on
Becky.
that one, thank you so much, everyone, for listening to Solari and I on Real
Yes.
Adult Wisdom. And we look forward to having you all back next week. I'm
Talk
trying
to
to
you
find the button. This is why we are raw, people. This is why we are raw.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.